On January 6th, a man named David Morrow was observing the mountains from his apartment at approximately 11:15 a.m. It was a seemingly normal day until he suddenly noticed a fire roughly 5 miles away from his location. Satellite imagery later confirmed that this fire was first reported in Palisades. However, it quickly spread to neighboring areas, including Eaton, Hearst, Getty, Skimball, Kenneth, and San Fernando. At the time, wind speeds were approximately 100 kilometers per hour, which greatly contributed to the rapid spread of the flames. This fire proved catastrophic, destroying over 38,000 acres of land and more than 12,000 homes. Despite the deployment of hundreds of water-dropping aircraft, firefighting efforts were largely unsuccessful. California, often referred to as the hotspot of fires, has a history of wildfires, but this particular event underscored the extreme challenges posed by such disasters. In this analysis, we take a closer look at how the California fire began in Palisades and extended to the Hollywood Hills. The response to the disaster was immense, involving more than 7,500 dedicated personnel, 1,162 fire engines, and over 31 helicopters and various aircraft. Despite this massive deployment, the fire's intensity and rapid spread overwhelmed firefighting efforts, leading to unprecedented destruction. Several factors contributed to the scale and severity of the fire. 1. High winds. The 100 kilometers per hour winds acted as a catalyst, carrying embers across large distances and igniting new fires in surrounding areas. 2. Dry conditions. Prolonged drought conditions in California created an abundance of dry vegetation, which served as ideal fuel for the fire. 3. Urban proximity. The spread of the fire to densely populated areas, such as San Fernando and the Hollywood Hills, magnified its impact, resulting in significant loss of property and life. Response and challenges. Efforts to contain the fire included a coordinated response from thousands of firefighters, assisted by a fleet of aircraft and helicopters. The deployment of 1,162 fire engines and numerous water-throwing planes demonstrated the scale of the operation. However, the combination of strong winds, dry conditions, and challenging terrain made containment efforts exceedingly difficult. The potential involvement of foreign actors. In recent years, concerns have arisen regarding the possible involvement of foreign actors in exacerbating natural disasters, including wildfires. Speculation about the California and Palisades fires has included potential interference by nations such as Russia or China. Although no definitive evidence has been presented, several scenarios have been considered. 1. Cyber attacks on critical infrastructure.
Joining me now, former Pentagon official, Fox News national security analyst, KT McFarland. KT, great to have you here.
Good to be with you.
Let's start with, if there is such a thing, do you suppose that caught them by surprise?
It probably did, and it shouldn't have. Why? Because, since the Cold War, we have been trying to separate the Chinese from the Russians. The Nixon administration separated China from Russia, made friends with China. We still had Russia in the Cold War. Reagan's objective was to take Russia out of the equation. That worked as well. So then we were the sole superpower. Now we've seen both countries get together. And I think what's also, interestingly, with regard to the Hillary Clinton emails, I've seen some intelligence reports or from intelligence experts who've said that, well, the Chinese and the Russians, probably the Iranians, hacked into her computer and into her emails early on. Mm-hmm. So there is a likelihood that they were reading her emails, her incoming and outgoing emails, in real time as we were sitting down to negotiate with them.
California's reliance on an aging power infrastructure. Such attacks could have devastating effects. 2. Disinformation campaigns. Foreign entities might exploit the chaos of wildfires by spreading disinformation to sow distrust in local governments and emergency services. This could hinder public response efforts and coordination, worsening the impact of the fires. 3. Technological interference. Speculative discussions have included the possibility of advanced technologies, such as drones or directed energy devices, being used to start or exacerbate fire.
A game-changing move that does not come from OpenAI, Google, or Meta.
There is a new model that has all of the valley buzzing.
But from a Chinese lab called DeepSeek.
It's opened a lot of eyes of what is actually happening in AI in China.
What took Google and OpenAI years and hundreds of millions of dollars to build, DeepSeek says took it just 2 months and less than $6 million.
They have the best open source model
and all the American developers are building on that.
Released Humanity's Last Exam, which is a new evaluation or benchmark of AI models that we produced by getting, math, physics, biology, chemistry professors to provide the hardest questions they could possibly imagine. DeepSeek, which is the leading Chinese AI lab, their model is actually the top performing, or roughly on par with the best American models.
They accomplished all that despite the strict semiconductor restrictions that the US government has imposed on China, which has essentially shackled them out of computing power. Washington has drawn a hard line against China in the AI race, cutting the country off from receiving America's most powerful chips like NVIDIA's H100 GPUs.
While these claims remain unsubstantiated, they highlight the need for increased vigilance. 4. Economic and psychological impact. By amplifying the severity of natural disasters, foreign actors could indirectly weaken the state's economy and infrastructure while fostering a sense of insecurity among the population. While the likelihood of direct involvement by foreign hands remains uncertain, the evolving geopolitical landscape necessitates robust cybersecurity measures and enhanced monitoring of critical systems. A potential curse by nature. Some have speculated that the fires may represent a form of retribution by nature itself. Reflecting the consequences of human actions on the global stage. In particular, California's role in supporting Israel during its conflict with Palestinians has been cited by some as a possible moral or spiritual cause for the disaster. This perspective, though controversial, points to the idea that collective actions, especially those seen as supporting violence or oppression, could manifest in unforeseen and catastrophic ways. Whether viewed symbolically or literally, these fires remind us of the interconnectedness of humanity and the natural world, urging reflection on global responsibilities and ethical decision-making.
One of them picked me up and was going to take me the rest of the way. The fire department stopped, and as it stopped, we saw some literally flaming debris. Line up! By your partner, line up!
Context. California has long been known for its susceptibility to wildfires due to its dry climate, frequent droughts, and vast areas of combustible vegetation. The state's history of fires has led to the development of sophisticated firefighting teams and strategies. Yet events like the Palisades fire highlight the limitations of even the most advanced systems
and they've had the same insurance, and these insurance people decided to cancel their fire. And we're going through this, and it just happened, and they have no fire insurance.
California fire that began in Palisades on January 6th serves as a stark reminder of the destructive potential of wildfires. Despite the deployment of thousands of personnel and advanced firefighting equipment, the fire's rapid spread and intensity left a trail of devastation. Speculations regarding foreign involvement further underline the need for heightened security and preventive measures. Additionally, the interpretation of such events as a response from nature to human actions invites a deeper conversation about global accountability and the ethical implications of policy decisions. As climate change continues to exacerbate fire risks, it is imperative to invest in more robust prevention measures, improve early detection systems, and address the root causes of such disasters.